Good evening, parents and guardians. Welcome to Family Night 2022. Apologies that I am not able to attend Family Night, as I have family matters of my own to attend to. However, thanks to the marvel of technology and the idiocy of the last 2 years and how crazy public education has become, I have become somewhat savvy at creating videos. I would like to point out, over the last few years, I have created loads of videos for your students. I have had all sorts of crazy gimmicks, like my hat magically changing. I've used special effects and launched fire from my hands. I've mimicked famous YouTubers. I've created video games out of the English language in an attempt to draw your students' attention. And do you know what the overwhelming response was? Shade. Yeah, shade. Your students threw shade at my rap, at my video game mimicking, at nearly everything I've done. So maybe we should pause right now, and you can have your students watch this so they feel somewhat guilty about the pain they have caused me. All right, back to the point at hand. I wanted to share something with you all that's going on in my life and hence in my classroom that I think is pretty darn cool. In the educational world, we have the curriculum that is mandated by the government, the English that I'm teaching all of your children that they love so much, but we also have somewhat of a hidden curriculum. Those have to do with soft skills, habits, traits we hope to impart upon your students before they leave these hallowed halls. Among these soft skills, I constantly try to impart 2 things upon your students throughout the year as I'm teaching. One is the power of effort over time. 2 is to never give up hope and to always chase your passion. So 2 interesting things have happened to me in the last couple of years that tie in to these soft skills that I am attempting to impart upon your students. 20-some years ago when I began this profession, I told all of my students that someday I would retire and be a published writer. I started writing and writing and writing. I have 2 half-finished novels. I have all sorts of poetry. I have essays, I have ramblings, I have rants. Momentum was pretty good in the early going, and then I had children, which, as you all know, slows down momentum a lot. So I went from writing a ton to writing very little. However, I kept the dream alive, I kept writing, and now that my children are older and I have more time, I have finally decided to pursue the goal of being published. In 2014, my friend and I made a New Year's resolution to fish together every month of the year for the rest of our lives. This seemed like an awesome idea and an angle that I could use, so I pitched it to the Ravalli Republic and finally got my first official writing gig, and I was stoked. I have another annual trip where I've backpacked with a friend for over 2 decades in some of the most beautiful places on Earth. This also seemed an awesome angle, so I pitched it to Northwest Fly Fishing, which is now American Fly Fishing, and I have since written quite a few feature articles for American Fly Fishing magazine. So what's neat is I am now able to share my path to success, which included all sorts of failure, lots of failure, struggling to write, struggling to finish writing, being told no by publishers, and just sort of scratching and clawing my way along for a while until finally getting a foothold in the Ravalli Republic and then American Fly Fishing. This is what's cool for your students is as I teach English and as I teach creative writing, I am in the process of doing everything I can to fulfill the dream of becoming a published writer, eventually a retired novelist, I hope. So I really think it's a neat opportunity for your students to see the struggles that I am going through, the work that I'm putting in, why education is valuable, why effort is valuable, why continuing to pursue your dreams is valuable, even in a world where right now this small device is in your kids' hands and they're probably TikToking and Snapchatting and who knows what else getting instant gratification. I think it's always important to remind them that the greatest gratification comes from continuous effort over time. Another pretty cool thing that happened is I got to be a TEDx speaker at TEDx Hieronymus, which was an amazing speaking opportunity because I teach a speech class. So we went through my process in creating the TEDx with the speech class this year, and recently I got an email from the Columbia Basin Fly Fishers that they want to pay me to come to their fly fishing organization and talk about my latest article in American Fly Fishing. While these are all very exciting accomplishments for myself personally, what I'm really hoping to do in my classroom is show students that blueprint of success. It doesn't have to be in English. It doesn't have to be in public speaking. However, I truly believe if you are willing to put in the time and energy to chase down a dream, you will find some sort of the dream at some point. I don't know if this is as far as my public speaking and public writing future is going to go, but if this is it, it's been awesome. So that's what I wanted to share today. I hope this didn't seem like, look, Mr. Dufresne is just humble bragging about his writing and speaking accomplishments, because that's kind of how it feels right now. In the grand scheme of things, what I really want is for all of my students to find a path to success and a path to happiness. I have found that path through writing and speaking, through the value of chasing my passions and the value of effort over time. I'm hoping that your students will leave my classroom happier, healthier, and have some sort of vision for what they want to do in the future. Even if they don't at the end of this year, maybe 5 years down the road, something will click. So, thank you for your time tonight in coming into Family Night. Thank you for entrusting me 180 days out of the year to have a positive impact on your kids. I take the job of teaching very seriously, but at the same time I like to have a lot of fun, hence the strange videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I will put, let me see if I can get this to work. Look right there. My email should be right there after I'm done editing. Thank you all again for coming to Family Night. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're excited about what's going on in the English class. It'd be really fun if you forced your students to watch this. I think you probably should. Have a great night. I will talk to you later.